Hi all, welcome to another session. So in this session we'll be discussing about Cypress, which is a modern JavaScript based testing tool and built on top of node.js, and it is currently booming in the market and many of the companies have started using it as it is very fast and easy to understand, and it provides many things that Selenium does not offer. So basically, Cypress was built in 2017, and I've been using it since 2020, and I see it I see it very much faster and better than Selenium. As per my finding, the tool is good to use if you are a new beginner and you know somewhat around Selenium, as we discussed in the previous video. So you can follow up on this video. You can easily go around with Cypress. So the execution time is very fast, and we have so many things around the Cypress that the installation is very easy. So let's quickly jump on to our topic for today. So what is Cypress? So it's also an open source test automation framework, and it is specially designed for modern web applications. So currently modern web applications are developed around we uh, no, either React JS or Next.js or Angular. So Cypress is built on top of that, so that on top of Node.js, and since they also use Node.js, so it is very likely to understand and relate with those and relatable to the modern testing frameworks. Okay, development frameworks basically. So it offers us comprehensive suite of features for end-to-end testing and allows us to simulate real users and validate the functionality of your app from end to end. So basic idea of Cypress is that if you want to validate your uh, application, you want to validate a end to end flow, then Cypress is the best tool that you can go. The execution time is so much less that when we compare with Selenium, I worked on with a project that was built on Selenium. The scripts were built on Selenium Java, and the execution time of one there were 100 test cases, 110 I think so. Yeah. So the execution time for that was around 20 to 30 minutes, and the same was redesigned with Cypress. So I wrote those test cases with Cypress, and the execution time after running that test suite was around 9 to 10 minutes with no flakiness, no fault failures around the application. So around the test, sorry. So that is how much quick it performs. So let's study key features of Cypress. So let's see the architecture of Cypress basically. So Cypress operates within the browser, as in that is the application and the test. So unlike Selenium, we have a WebDriver interface. So yours in your Selenium script, for first it interacts with the WebDriver, and WebDriver communicates with the browser. And unlike unlike Cypress, Cypress directly operates onto the browser itself. Okay, so this architecture gives it significant advantages in terms of performance. The runtime, the execution time becomes slow since there is no interface between the communication script, so the execution is really fast, and the debugging is also simple if with Cypress. Unlike Selenium, you'll have to add debuggers, and also that is quite different story here. So unlike traditional frameworks, it does not rely on WebDriver, and it runs the test remotely. So Cypress is basically based on top of Node.js, so it is faster in execution and has more reliability. Then we have around Cypress that it is easy to use. So easy to use in the sense that is a user friendly. It has a user friendly interface. Okay, and that makes us easy to understand how to write the scripts, and it has a good documentation where you can directly refer and you can simply create your test. Okay, and there is a visual test runner that provides a clear view of the text execution and the results, and which simplifies your debugging process. If something fails, you will be able to see in the test runner how why it is failing. Okay, then, in terms of speed and performance, unlike the traditional tools, Cypress executes, as we know, I said that it executes directly within the browser. So, significantly, it reduces the test execution time. So, this allows us the faster feedbacks and efficient development cycle of the test. So, that means you can you can do your task, you can develop your test quickly around within a span, within the your, let's say, current sprint or your ongoing sprint. So this is much faster. Then we can say then also the reliability of Cypress and stability is quite much efficient than compared with to other tools. So Cypress provides stability by offering features like timeouts, retries, and execution and various execution environments as well. And this allows us to ensure that the consistency and the reliability of the text, even if the web application is complex one. So this feature tells us about the reliability of Cypress and the stability of Cypress. And talking about Cypress, we also have some we can do API testing as well in Cypress. So what is that? So in Selenium we don't have something that we can test around APIs. We can use the HTTP client, but we cannot do it directly, or we can merge it with the UI test. But unlike Selenium, in Cypress we can do this. So you can write your API test in combination with the UI test as well. So we'll see that in the later section. But we and we can also intercept calls, network calls. We can intercept, we can mock APIs with Cypress. Let's say you have APIs, you don't have the data, you can mock your data with Cypress, and you can mock it with your result set, and you can you can test your APIs basically without any test data as well. So network stubbing is also possible in Cypress, and manipulation of DOM is also possible in Cypress, that you can change your DOM behavior of your DOM. So manipulating elements in DOM and we can simulate user interaction and validating the and we can validate the UI behavior, how that can behave if the nature of the element changes in the DOM. So that is also a good feature of Cypress. And in terms of integration with the popular frameworks, as I told you, Cypress integrates seamlessly with very so many JavaScript frameworks like React, Angular, Vue, and others, and provides us a better functionality and support in terms of development, we can say. And moreover, we can not only write functional tests, we can also write unit test, as well as we can write integration test as well, and end-to-end test as well. So it provides us features of development as well as testing. So there are very much suitable things around Cypress when we compare with Selenium. And also there is no need of we can say there is no need of writing a code for screenshot of videos, and maybe we don't see anything in as in video any in Selenium. Okay, so we don't see anything of like if something fails you can get a video around it, but in Cypress it has feature of you can get a video around your execution. Okay, so you'll get a mp4 format file, and where you can view your execution and you can view your video there, your execution there, and see what the failure was, unlike Selenium. Okay, and in terms of visual debugging, so Cypress Visual Debugger allows you to step by step iterate through the test and inspect whether what is the behavior at the detailed level. So we have a test runner where we run the test. So this is how it looked like, the test runner here. So this is basically a test runner. We can see we have home page, we have two tests, when normal user is logged in and when admin user is logged in, and these are the tests inside this. Okay, so this is the test runner, and something fails, it gives you an error here. So that is how visual debugging plays role here. And as a part of CI/CD or continuous integration, Cypress seamlessly integrates with popular CI/CD pipelines such as GitHub and your what we say Jenkins as well. So enabling automated test suite as a part of your development workflow. So you can seamlessly integrate with CI/CD pipelines with Cypress. And there's one and the main feature is that time travel. So you can pause and rewind your test and see what exactly happened if a failure happens. So we'll see in the further videos how to do that. So this is all. Let's quickly run through their website. So it says test automate and accelerate. So there is a documentation for installing Cypress, and we'll see in the later part of the videos. So this is how the test center look likes. Okay, we have specs, we have home page, we have these tests, and here is the execution. So we have browsers as well. It supports basically Firefox, Chrome and Safari. And we have a viewport as well. You can change your viewport into mobile viewport, or you can change your viewport into whatever ratio you want, whatever resolution you want. Okay, so what do they say? Test modern apps directly into the browser. Watch your end-to-end and component test you run in a real time as you develop. So as you develop in the it means that as you start developing, it starts simulating your result onto your test runner. You just write it, you just save the file, and it starts simulating your the behavior of the application, okay, the behavior of the script basically. So write your fast, so this will see in the later videos. Then debug failures directly into the browser. I told you that we can directly debug into the browser, as in we have the test runner where we'll be executing the script, and you can diagnose our failures around that. Okay, then we have this script. It says user should be logged in, then visit what it's, we'll discuss this later, but this is a basic script. How writing a script in Cypress looks like. Visit that URL, then get that element, type that, and then get that button. And we have assertions around this, that this should be visible. So we'll see this in the later part of the video. Okay, so eliminate flaky tests. Cypress deterministically interacts with your application the same way as user, so you can discover intermittent issues before user does. So it says that it is the same replica as how user performs the actions. Okay, so that is why it it replaces it has replaced Selenium in terms of flakiness. There are less flaky tests, and you are just, whatever script is running is just similar to what user is using. Okay, and the execution time is, since the execution time is very slow, there is no interface between the script and the browser. So that reduces the basically the flakiness of the application. Okay, so as we discussed, integrate Cypress with any CI/CD. So we have so many CI/CDs available here. Jenkins is there, Travis is there, GitHub is there, and there are so many. So Docker is there. So you can integrate your script with that. This is a job, a workflow basically, to how to integrate your Cypress framework onto the CI/CD. So what is next is optimize your runs and faster. So okay, run your CI/CD run Cypress in your existing CI/CD pipeline and use test parallel load balancing, specialization, spec prioritization, and more to be efficient as possible. And this is all about CI/CD. So review, debug, and we already discussed. Then gain actionable items onto your test suite, monitor your test health, and all this we'll see in the later video. So integrate seamlessly with your workflow. That is all about CI/CD. Yes, that is also in the next video. We'll be seeing how to install Cypress, and we'll be writing a basic script around Cypress. Okay, so let's meet in the next video and see how this works. Thank you all.